everyone. Welcome to Shakespeare Sports Theater Company's production of Hamlet. This show will run approximately 90 minutes without an intermission. Please turn off any sound-making devices, including cell phones and pagers. If you need to leave the theater for any reason, please be careful of actor entrances on the left side of the entrance door. In case of an emergency, exit through the doors you entered through. Though the actors are unmasked, per COVID protocols, we kindly remind all audience members to keep their face masks on throughout the performance. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, memory be green, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, have we taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along. For all our thanks. Now then, Laertes, what's the news with you?
My dread lord, your leave in favor to return to France.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
Hath my lord wrung from me my slow leave by laborsome petition, and at last upon his will I sealed my heart and consent. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. But now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son,
little more than kin and less than kind.
how is it the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I'm too much of the sun.
Hamlet, cast thy knighted colour off. Thou know 'tis common all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is. I know not seen.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father. But to persever, we pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and to think on us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I will in all my best obey you, madam.
Aye, 'tis a loving and a fearful cry. Madam, come.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on it. Now fie! It is an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this, but 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was, to this, Hyperion to a satyr. so loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, must I remember. Why she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it had fed on, and yet within a month, let me not think of it, frailty, thy name is woman, a little month, or ere those shoes were old with which she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears, why she, even she, oh God! A beast that wants discourse of reason would have mourned longer, married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules, within a month. And ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married. O most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets, it is not nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
Marcellus, welcome, sir. Horatio, or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
My good lord.
I am very glad to see thee, but what in faith make you from Wittenberg?
Lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray you, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Would that I had met my dearest foe in heaven that ever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father. He thinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
My lord, I think I saw him yesterday.
Saw? Who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king. My father. For God's love, let me hear it.
2 nights together had this gentleman in the dead fast and middle of the night been thus encountered, a figure like your father, and I with him the 3rd night kept the watch. The apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more light.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made none.
This is most strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true, and we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed, indeed, sirs. But this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
I will watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. So fare you well. Upon the platform, twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our
duty to your honor.
My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. Ah, would the night were come! Till then, sit still my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. For Hamlet and the trifling of his favor, hold it of fashion in a toy in blood. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, dear sister, and hold you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But, good, my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, while he the primrose path dalliance treads, and recks not his own breed.
Oh, fear me not. I stay too long. But here my father comes again. A double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second leave.
Get here, Laertes. What a port for shame. Wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee. And these few precepts of thy memory say thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, or any unapportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. In those friends thou hast, in their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. Beware of entrance to quarrels, but, being it, bear the opposed, but beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take every man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habits as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy. The apparel, oft proclaims the man. Neither borrower nor lender be, for loan oft loses both itself in friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. As above all, to thine own self be true. And it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. The blessing seasoneth in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord. Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to thee.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
What is it, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you something touching the Lord Hamlet.
It is told to me he hath very oft of late given private time to you.
He hath, my lord, made many affections of his tenders to me.
Affection. Speak like a green girl. You believe his tenders, as you may call them? They are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus, he'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love and honorable passion.
Aye, fashion you may call it. Go to. Do not believe his vows. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. On your ways.
Shall obey, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. It's very cold.
It is a nipping and an eager air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, it is struck.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Something's rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us! Be thy intents wicked or charitable? Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I'll speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane. Oh, answer me!
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, till the foul crimes done by days of nature are burnt and purged away. Whist, oh, whist! If thou didst ever thy dear father love,
God,
avenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
murder!
Murder most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
Now Hamlet here, 'tis given out that, in my orchard, serpent stung me, but no you. The serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle!
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterous beast, with traitorous gifts, wont his shameful lust to the will of my most seething virtuous greed. Grief let me be, sleeping within my orchard, my custom always in the afternoon, upon my secure hour, thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed heaven on in a vial, in my ears did pour the distilment, as was I sleeping, by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen at once dispatched, cut off, even in the blossoms of my sin, and with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible! Most horrible! But not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But, howsoever thou pursuest this act, take not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The Lord shows the mountain to be near, and gives to pale its uneffectual fire. You, Hamlet, remember me.
Remember thee, I thou poor ghost. Thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, by heaven. Most pernicious woman. Oh, villain, smiling, damned villain, that one may smile and be a villain. So, uncle, now to my word, I have sworn to.
My lord! Lord!
Lord Hamlet, how is it now, my noble lord?
Oh, wonderful!
Good, my lord, tell it!
As your friends, scholars and soldiers, give me one small request.
What is, my lord, we will?
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
Oh, my lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it!
Faith, my lord, not I!
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, here as before, never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet, to put an antic disposition on, to note that you know aught of me, so grace and mercy should most needs help you. Come, swear it!
Swear.
Rest, perturbed spirit! Let us go in. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right.
How do I feel? Philly, what's the matter?
My lord, I've been so frightened.
What in the name of God?
Oh, my lord. As I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his valet all embraced. He comes before me, he takes me by the wrist, and he held me hard. He raised a sigh so piteous and so profound, it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go. He seemed to go without his eyes for all doors, even with other helps.
Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love. What, have you given him any hard words late?
No, my lord, I did as you commanded. I repelled his betters and denied his access to me.
Oh, that has made him mad. Oh, I am sorry. That was better heed in judgment. I have not quoted him. I feared he did a trifle and meant to wreck thee. Shrew my jealousy. Come, go into the king. This must be known.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, though much we did long to see you, the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? What it should be more than his father's death that thus hath put him so much from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both to bring him to pleasures, and together whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you. Your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesty's might, sovereign power you have of us, place dread pleasures more into command than to entreat.
But we both obey and here give up ourselves in the full bent to lay our service freely at your feet, to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz.
I assure my good liege that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that. That I do long to hear.
Well, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and how it flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. That I call it, for to define true madness, what is but to be nothing else but mad. But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear, I use no art at all. It is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity. And pity, 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell for it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant him then. Now it remains that we find the cause of this effect. I'd rather say the cause of this defect, for this defect effective comes by cause, and did I have a daughter? Have, while she's mine, who in her duty and obedience have given me this. Now, gathering surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia, but that's a vile phrase, an ill phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. I think what you shall hear thus. In her excellent white bosom,
Is this from the Hamlet to her?
Good night, but stay a while, I will be faithful. Okay. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt that I love. Oh, dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best. Oh, most best, believe it, I do. Thine evermore, most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him, Hamlet. This in obedience hath my daughter.
And how doth she receive his love?
What might you think? Oh, I went around to work, and my mistress thus I did bespeak. Hamlet's a prince, not thy star. This must not be. My precepts gave her that she should lock herself in his resort, which done, he took the fruits of my advice, and he, repulsed, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, then into madness, where now he raves.
Do you think 'tis thus?
It may be. Very likely.
If circumstances will lead me, I will find where the truth is hid, though it were hid indeed within the center.
How may we try it further?
You know sometimes how he walks 4 hours together here in a lobby.
So he does, indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. And you and I have had an heiress then, mark the encounter.
We will try it.
Sadly, where the poor wretch comes reading.
No way, I do beseech you, put the way, I'll board him presently.
How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well, you are a fishmonger.
Oh, not I, my lord.
Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Ooh, let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
I'll say it by that. Still harping on my daughter. Where's far gone? Far gone. Truly, in my youth I suffered much extremity for love, very near this. We'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words. Words. Words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
The matter you read, my lord.
Slander, sir. For the satirical rogue here says that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit. Together with most weak hams.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in't. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out in the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. I will leave him and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between him and my daughter. My lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything I will more willingly part with all. Except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Very well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
Oh, go you to seek the Lord, Hamlet. There he is.
God save you, sir.
My honored lord!
My most dear lord!
My excellent good friends, how dost thou Guildenstern? Oh, Rosencrantz! My excellent good friends, how do you both? What have Have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's the prison.
Why, your ambition makes it one.
Oh, no such matter. I'll not sort you with the rest of my servants, for to speak to you like an honest man, I am most dreadfully attended. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am, I'm even poor in thanks. But I thank you. And sure, my dear friends, my thanks are too dear a halfpenny. Were you not sent for? Is it your own visitation? Is it of your own inclining? Come deal justly with me. Come, they speak.
What should we say, my lord?
By anything but to the purpose. You were sent for. And there's a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
For what reason, my lord?
That you must teach me. But first, be honest and direct with me whether you were sent for or no. Nay then, I have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for!
I will tell you why. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. And this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. What a piece of work is a man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in apprehension, how like an angel, in action, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
Well, to think, my lord, if man delights you not, what Lenten entertainment the players would have of you. We caught at them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
Oh, he that plays the king shall be welcome.
Here come the players.
Oh, my lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
Well, the actors are come hither, my lord.
Buzz, buzz.
On my honor.
Then came each actor on his ass.
The best actors in the world, whether for tragedy, history, comedy, pastoral. Pastoral comical, historical pastoral, tragical historical, tragical comical historical pastoral, Seen in the Visible, or Poem Unlimited, Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plot is too light. The laws of written liberty, these are the only men.
Oh, Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hadst thou!
What treasure had he, my lord?
Why, the one fair daughter, and no more, the which he loved passing well.
Stella, my daughter.
Am I not in the right, old Jephthah?
If you call me Jephthah, my lord, I have a daughter I love passing well.
No, that follows not.
What follows then, my lord?
Why, as by lot, God, what? And then, you know. You are welcome, masters, welcome. Oh, I'm glad to see thee well. Welcome, sirs. Good, my lord. Will you see these players well bestowed?
My lord, I will use them according to their desert.
God's bodykins, man! Much better. Use each man after his desert, who should escape whipping. Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in your bounty. Go, take them in.
Come, sirs.
Follow him, friends. We'll hear a play tomorrow. Just hear me, old friend. Can you play The Murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord, and look you, mock him not. My good friends, I will leave you till night. You are welcome to Elsinore. Good, my lord. I still got you eat. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her working all his visage waned, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, his entire function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing. What would he do? Had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, and appall the free, confound the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? As soon as I should take it. For it cannot be but that I am pigeon-livered, and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Were this, I should have fatted all the region kites with this slave's awful, bloody villain. Remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain! Oh, vengeance! Why, what an ass am I! This is most brave, that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my soul with words and fall a-cursing. Heard it said, the guilty creatures sitting on a play have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it hath no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before my uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tend him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
And can you, by no trick of circumstance, get from him why he puts on this condition, breaking so harshly all his days of quiet with turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
He does confess himself to be distracted, and what be the cause, he will by no means speak.
Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof when we would bring him onto some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we all wrought on the way. Of this we told him, and there did seem to be in him a kind of joy.
It's most true, and he did beseech me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and doth content me to see him so inclined. Good friends, grant him further edge, drive him on to these delights.
We will haste us.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may hear affront Ophelia.
I shall obey. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I hope your virtues will bring him to his wonted way again. To both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, to lead you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book. The show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. I hear him coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
To be, or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep. no more. And by a sleep to say, we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep. To sleep. A chance to dream. Ah, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office and the spurns which patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make. The bare bodkin. Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the fear of something after death? An undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will. It makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and movement with disregard. Their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now, fair Ophelia. Nymph! And thy horizons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours I long to redeliver. I pray you not receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. And with sweet breath composed, their perfumes lost. I pray they take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Ha-ha! What? Are you honest?
My lord!
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse with your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. The power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometime a paradox, but now the time gives it true. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. For virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I myself indifferent, honest. Yet I could accuse me of such things that were better my mother had not borne me. I'm very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do? Crawling between earth and heaven, we are errant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery! Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
And let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help in you, sweet heavens!
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Go, farewell. Or, if thou wilt needs marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go, and quickly too, farewell.
Heavenly powers, restore
I
him!
have heard of your paintings too well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, and you lisp, and you nickname God's creatures. Go to, I'll no more on't. It hath made me mad. I say we'll have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery! Go!
Oh! What a noble mind is here, our throne! Featured full-born youth, blast with ecstasy! Oh, woe is me! To see the things I've seen! To see the things I've seen!
Love. His affections do not that way tend. Nor when he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There is something in his soul, and I do doubt the hatch and the discourse will be of some danger. For the which to prevent, I have quick determination, thus set it down. He shall with speed to England.
To England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
It must be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air too much with your hands thus, but use all gently. For in the torrent, tempest, and as I may say, the whirlwind of passion, you must acquire and beget temperance that may give it smoothness. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a fellow tear a passion to tatters. Pray you, avoid it.
I warn it, Your Honor.
Be not to tame neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, or with this special. Overstep not the modesty of nature. Oh, there be players that have so strutted and bellowed that I had thought some of nature's journeymen had made men, and not made them well. They imitated humanity so abominably. Come make you ready. Come make you ready. What ho, Horatio?
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
There's a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance which I've told thee of my father's death. I prithee, when thou seest that act afoot, even with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle. His occulted guilt do not itself unkennel in a single speech. It is a damned ghost we have seen.
Well met.
They're coming to the play. I must be idle. Get you a place?
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent debate. I eat the air. Promise crammed.
I have no answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, good mother. Here's metal more attractive. Oh, do you want that? Lady, shall I sit in your lap?
No, my lord.
Oh, I mean my head upon your lap.
My lord.
Do you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
Well, that's a fair thought to lie between mates' legs.
You are merry, my lord.
Who, I?
I, my lord.
Oh God, you're only jig maker. What should men do but be merry? But look you how cheerfully my mother looks, and my father died within these 2 hours.
Yea, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Then let the devil wear black for all of a suit of sables. Madam, how like you this play?
Lady protests too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
What do you call the play?
The mousetrap. He poisons him in the garden for his estate. His name's Gonzago. The story is extant and writ in choice Italian. You shall see anon how the killer gets the love of Gonzago's wife. What frightened with false fire?
There's my lord.
Give me some light!
Oh, good Horatio. I'll take the ghost's word for 1,000 pounds, didst perceive.
I did very well note.
My lord, the queen will speak with you, and presently.
You see yon cloud that's almost in the shape of a camel?
By the mass, it's like a camel indeed.
Oh, methinks it is like a weasel.
Just backed like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Very like a whale.
I will come to my mother by and by.
I'll say so.
'Tis now the very witching time of night. Let me be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. My tongue and soul in this be hypocrites.
I like him not, nor stands it safe with us to let this madness range. Therefore prepare you. I, your commission, will forthwith dispatch, and he to England shall along with you. The terms of our estate may not endure hazard so dangerous as doth grow hourly out of his lunacies.
We will ourselves provide most holy and religious fear it is to keep the many, many bodies safe that live and feed upon your majesty.
The single and peculiar life is abound in strength and armor of the mind to keep itself from annoyance, but much more that soul spirit of whose will all depend. Rest the lives of many. The cease of majesty dies not alone. It is like a gulf, it doth draw what is near it with it. It is a massy wheel fixed upon the summit of the highest mount, whose huge spokes 10,000 lesser things more ties and adjoined, which when it falls, each small nextman tends to boisterous ruin. Never alone did a king doth side, but with a general wrong.
Arm you, I pray you, to this speedy voyage, for we will fetters put upon this fear, that now goes about too free-footed.
We shall haste us.
My lord, he's going to his mother's closet. Mine errors, I convey myself, and we'll hear the process, and Warren shall tax him home. And as you said, wisely was it said, this means some other audience than a mother, since nature makes them partial, so no one hear the speech of vantage. Very well, my liege, I'll call upon you ere you go to bed, and tell you what I know.
Thank you, my dear Lord.
Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal elder's curse upon it. A brother's murder. Pray, can I not? Though inclination be sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. And like a man to double business bound, I stand in pause. Shall I first begin? And both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself in brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy, but to confront the visage of offense? And what's in prayer but a twofold force, to forestall us ere we come to fall, or pardon being down? Then I'll look up. My fault is past. But oh, what form of prayer will serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of the things for which I did the murder. My crown, my own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and still retain the offense? In the corrupted currents of this world, offence's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft 'tis seen the guilty prize buys out the law. But it is not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in his true nature, and we ourselves compelled to the teeth and forehead of our faults to give in evidence. But what then? What rests? Try what repentance can. What can it not? But what can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state. Oh, bosom black as death. Oh, Lime's soul that's struggling to be free art more engaged. Help, angels! Make us say, bow, stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel be as soft as sinews as the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now I take to it, Pat. Now he is praying. Now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. And so am I revenged. That would be scanned. The villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, to this same villain send to heaven. This is hire and salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread with all his crimes broad blown, as flesh is made. And how his audit stands, who knows, save heaven? But in our circumstance and course of thought, 'tis heavy with him. And I then revenged, in taking him, and purging of his soul, when he is fit and seasoned for his passage. No, not sword. And know thou more horrid hent, when he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, at gaming, swearing, or about some act that hath no relish of salvation in it, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and his soul be as damned and black as hell, whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic that prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, and thy thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
You will come straight. Look you lay home to him, tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with. I'll sconce me in here.
Here I'm coming.
Hello, mother! What's the matter?
Thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
Well, what's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You were the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those to you that can.
Come, and sit you down. You shall not budge.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me? No!
Help!
How now, rat? Dead for a decade! Dead!
What hast thou done?
I know not. Is it the king?
What a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed! Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
Let's kill a king.
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool! Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune.
Hamlet, what have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as Dice's oaths.
What act that roars so loud and thunders in the index.
Look here, upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars, to threaten and command, a station like a herald Mercury, new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill. A combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband! Look you now what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you upon this fair mountain leave to feed and fatten on this moor? Ha! Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday of the blood is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment, and what judgment would step from this to this? What devil was that thus had cozened you, and hoodman blind, eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sans all, or but a single sickly part of one true sense could not so mope? Oh shame! Where is thy blush?
Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnest mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and ragged spots as will not leave their taint.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, honeying and making love over the nasty sty.
Say to me no more. These words like daggers enter in my ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain! A slave that is not 1/20th part the tithe of your precedent lord, a vice of kings, a cut-purse of empire, and the rule that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket.
No more!
A king of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards! What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do not forget. This visitation is but to whet thy almost glutted purpose. But look, face until my mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul.
Alas, how is it with you that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse? For that your eyes, spirits wildly peep, and as the sleeping soldiers in the alarm, your bedded hair and plaything excrement starts up and stands on end. Oh, gentle sun, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
You see nothing there.
Nothing at all, yet all that is I see.
Or did you nothing hear?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Look you! Look how it steals away! My father! In his habit how he lived! Look where it goes! Even now, out of the portal!
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation ecstasy is very cunning in.
Ecstasy! My pulse is yours to temperately keep time, and makes this healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Bring me to the test, and I will the matter reword, which madness would gamble from. Mother, for the love of grace, lay not that mattering unction to your soul, that not your trespass, but my madness speaks. It will but skin and film the ulcerous place, whilst rank corruption, mining all within, infects unseen. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker. Forgive this my virtue. For in the fatness of these pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg, yea, curb and woo for leave to do him good.
Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the better half. Good night. But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue as you have it not. Refrain tonight, and that shall have a kind of easiness to the next abstinence. For the same Lord, do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins, and worse remains behind.
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know that?
I forgot. Is it so concluded on?
There's letters sealed. And my two schoolfellows, whom I will trust as I will adder's fang, they bear the mandate. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. Let it work. For 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard, and shall go hard, but I'll delve a yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. Oh, 'tis most sweet, when in one line two crafts discreetly meet. This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts to the neighbor room. Good night, mother. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most, grave. Who was in life a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
There's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves. You must translate to make me understand them. Where is your son?
Bestow this place on us a little while. Oh, yes, my good lord, what have I seen tonight?
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad as the sea and wind, and in his lawless fit behind the arras, hearing something stir, whips out his rapier, cries a rat, and in this brainish apprehension kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, indeed. It had been so with us had we been here. His liberty is full of threats for all, and the sun no sooner shall mount his touch. But we will ship him hence. Ho! Guildenstern! Friends both, join and give further aid. Hamlet, in madness, hath Polonius slain. Go seek him out, speak fairly, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you hasten this. Follow him afoot, and with speed tempt him aboard. The associates tend, and everything is bent for England. Come, Gertrude, we will call up our wisest friends. Let them know and tell them what we must do and what is untimely done. Oh, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
What happened? What happened?
Safely stowed. Oh, what noise! Who calls on Hamlet?
Hamlet?
Oh, here they come.
My lord, what have you done with the dead body?
Compounded it with dust, where to 'tis kin.
Tell us where it is, so we may there hence bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe what, my lord?
And I can keep your counsel and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge? What replication should be made by the son of a king?
You think me a sponge, my lord?
Aye, sir. That soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officers do the king best service in the end. He keeps them like an ape in the corner of his jaw, first mouthed to be last swallowed. When he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you. And sponge, you shall be dry again.
I know not what you mean, my lord.
I'm glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
My lord, tell us where the body is, and henceforth come with us to the king.
Body's with the king. Oh. But the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord.
Oh, nothing. Bring me to him. Hide fox and all after.
Ooh.
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper? Where?
Not where he eats, where he's eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king, and your lean beggar is but variable service, 2 dishes but to 1 table. There's the end.
Alas, alas!
A man may fish with a worm that hath fed of a king, and eat of a fish that hath fed of that worm.
What dost thou mean by this?
Nothing but to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven! Send thither to see. If your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But if you find him not within a month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby. Ooh, ooh.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till ye come.
Hamlet, this deed, for thine especial safety, which we do tender, for we dost surely grieve that which thou hast done. I'll ship thee hence with lightning quickness. Therefore prepare thyself. The bark is ready, the wind is at help, the associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is't, thou knewest our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them. But come for England. Farewell, good mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so, my mother. Come for England!
Oh, England. If my love thee holds at aught, as my great power thereof may give thee sense, since thy cicatrice still looks raw and red after the Danish sword, thy free awe pays homage to us. Thou mayst not set our purpose, which imparts it full by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood he rages, and thou must cure me. Until 'tis done, whatever my haps, my joys were ne'er begun.
She is importunate, indeed distract. Her mood will needs be pitied.
What would she have?
She speaks much of her father. Speaks things in doubt that Carrie but half sensed were good she were spoken with.
Now come in.
Where's the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone.
Nay, but Ophelia.
Pray you mark! White as shroud is the mountain snow.
Alas, look here, my lord.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God idled you. They say the owl was the baker's daughter. Lord, we know who we are, but we know not who we may be. God be with you at your table.
Conceit upon her father.
We must not talk of this, but if they ask, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning bedtime. And I am made at your window to be your Valentine. And up he rose and donned his clothes and duped the chamber door. Let in a maid and out a maid, never departed more.
Pretty
We must be patient. But I cannot choose but to weep should they lay my father in the cold ground. Oh, my brother shall know of this. So I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Follow her, keep her close, I pray you! When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First her father slain, next your son gone, and he, the most violent author of his own just removed.
Noise is this?
Oh, thou vile king! Give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's calm proclaims me bastard!
What is thy cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like?
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fate.
King he dead. I'll not be juggled with! To hell, allegiance vows to the blackest devil! Oh, now, what noise is that? He dried up my brains. Tears 7 times salt burn out the sense and virtue of my life. Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia.
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey, nonny, nonny, hey, nonny, nonny. That his grave freed many a tear. Fare you well, my dove. There's Rosemary. That's for pray, love, remember. There's pansies. That's for thoughts.
Documented madness. Thoughts and remembrance vivid.
There's fennel for you. Columbine. Oh. And some for me. We will call it herb grace of Sundays. Oh, you must wear your robe with a difference. Daisies. Violets. Violets. I give you violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end. For bonny, rob, and sweet is all my joy.
Thought and affliction, passion, hell itself, she turns to fever and to prettiness.
And will he not come again? No! He is dead, dead and gone. Go to thy deathbed. His beard was white as snow, flaxen all his poll. He is dead, dead and gone. We cast away moan. God have mercy on his soul. And all Christian souls. Pray God be with ye.
Do you see this? God!
Laertes, I must commune with your grief. But where the offense is, let the great axe fall. I pray you, go with me.
Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate, a very warlike appointment, gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple, I boarded them on the instant they got clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy. Prepare thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in thine ear will make thee dumb. I will make my way for these your letters, and do it the speedier.
You must put me in your heart for friend. Sith, as you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
And so have I, noble father, lost, but my revenge will come.
Now, what news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, this to the queen.
Read it.
High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Ooh. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet.
'Tis his hand. Leave us.
Come. It warms the very sickness in my heart.
To thine own peace. For I will work him to an exploit. Now ripen my device. On his death, no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall uncharge the practice. And call it an accident.
My lord, I would be rude. The rather, if you could devise it so that I might be the organ.
You have been talked of since your travel much, wherein they say you shine, your sum of parts, and given such a masterly report in the art and exercise of your defense, your rapier, most especially.
What of this, my lord?
Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son indeed?
To cut his throat in the church.
We'll put those on you. Praise your excellence and wager on your heads. He, being remiss, most generous and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils. There you may choose a sword unabated, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father.
I'll do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought a poison of a mountebank so mortal that but dip appointing with this contagion that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think of this. Weigh what convenience, both time and means, may fit us to our shape. If this should fail, when you are in your motion, you are hot and dry, and he calls for drink. I'll have prepared him a chalice, whereupon but sipping. If he should, by chance, escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold here. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another, so fast they follow. Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
Where?
There is a willow, grows aslant a brook. There on the pendant boughs her cornet weeds clamoring to hang, and envious sliver broke. When down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Long it could not be to let her garments, heavy with their drink, hold the poor wretch to her muddy death.
Too much of water hast thou poured, Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. Adieu. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
Let's follow Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage, now fear I this will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.
She to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation? I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The crowd hath sat on her and finds it Christian burial. What is he that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter? The gallows maker? I like my wit well! The gallows does well, but how does it well? It does well to those that do win, now thou dost ill to say. The gallows is built stronger than the church, ergo the gallows may do well to thee. Do it again, come, cudgel thy brains, no more about it, for thy dull ass will not mend his pace with beating. And when they ask, say a grave maker, the houses he builds last till doomsday. In youth, when I did love me, thought it was very sweet. In contract all my behalf, me thought it was nothing meet.
Hath this fellow no feeling in his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
'Tis even so. The hand of little employment hath the daintier sense.
But age with his stealing stuff hath clawed me in his clutch, hath shipped me into the land as if I never had been such.
Whose grave is this, Sir Bob?
Mine, sir! Whoa! For a pit of clay to be made for such a guest as meet.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
Thou lie out on it, sir, therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in't, to be in't and say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest.
'Twill away again, sir, from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
Not for none neither.
Who's to be buried in't?
For one that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is! We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us.
Here's a skull! Hast lain in the earth 23 years!
Whose was it?
A horse and mad fellows it was. Whose do you think it was?
Yeah, I know not.
Pestilence on him for a mad rogue. Poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This same skull was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Him that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rends at it. Here hung those lips that I've kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning. You are quite chapfallen. Now come, get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To this favor must she come, get her to laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that?
Dost thou think Alexander looked this way at the earth?
Think so?
And smelled so? Ha! But soft, who comes here? King? The queen, the courtiers? Who's this they follow? Couch we a while and mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we at foreign times. Her death was doubtful.
Very dear.
and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring.
Like the fair Ophelia.
Sweet, sweet, farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride to bed to have decked, sweet maid. Not have strewed thy grave.
Oh, treble woe. Fall 10 times treble on that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis? This is I, Hamlet!
Devil, take thy
Ah! Ophelia! 40,000 brothers, with all the quantity of love could I make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes!
Son of God, forbear him!
Hear you, sir! What is the reason you used me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and dog will have his day.
You good Horatio, wait upon him!
Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We will the matter to the present push. Until then, patience in our proceeding.
So much for that, sir. Now shall you see the other. You do remember all the circumstance?
That is most certain.
In the dark, groped I to find out them. Had my desire, fingered their packet, and unsealed their grand commission, where I found Horatio. O royal knavery, an exact command. My head should be struck off.
Possible.
Well, here's the commission. Read it at more leisure. Wilt thou hear me now how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
Being thus benetted round with villainies, I devised a new commission. It said, he should the bearers put to sudden death. No shriving time allowed.
So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz.
Why, man, they did make love to this employment.
Peace who comes here.
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark!
I humbly thank you. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my good lord.
My lord, His Majesty bade me signify to you he has laid a great wager on your head. Sir, this is the
I
matter.
beseech you, remember.
Penalties of faith. Sir, here is newly come to court, Laertes. Believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of most excellent differences, very suave society, great showing. Indeed, to speak feelingly of him, sir, he's the card or calendar of gentry. We shall find in him the continent of what part a gentleman would see. I know you are not ignorant.
I would you did, sir, but in faith if you did, it would not much approve me.
Huh?
Well, sir?
I mean, I know you are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is.
I dare not confess that, yes, lest I should compete with him in excellence. But to know a man well were to know himself.
Yes! The king, sir, hath laid on that in a dozen passes between yourself and him. He shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9. Cha-ching! And would come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Let the foils be brought. The gentleman willing and the king hold his purpose. I'll win for him and I can.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. But I wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair hither and say you are not
Not
fair.
a whit! We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be not now, 'twill come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all, let be.
Come, Hamlet. Come take this hand from me.
Beg your pardon, sir. I have done you wrong. But pardoned as you are a gentleman. What I have done, I here proclaim, was madness. Was Hamlet harmed Laertes? Never Hamlet. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy, sir. In this audience, let my disclaiming from a proposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
To receive your offered love like love, you will not wrong.
I embrace it freely! And will this brother's wager frankly play? Give us the foils, come on!
Come one for me.
Give them the foils, young Albrecht. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager.
Very well, my lord, your grace hath played the odds on the weaker side.
Fetch the stoop of wine. If Hamlet gives the first or second hit, the king will drink to his raw breath, and in the cup and union shall he throw. Thus the king dunks to Hamlet. Come, begin.
Come on, sir!
Come, my lord.
One!
No!
Judgment!
A hit, a very palpable hit.
Well,
Again!
stay a while. Give me the wine. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. To thy health.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come! Whoa! Another hit! What say you?
Touch a touch, I do confess!
Here, Hamlet, take my napkin and rub thy brows. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude! Do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you, pardon me.
Come, for the third, Laertes! You but dally!
Say you so? Come on!
Ha! 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 Ooh! Ah! Oh!
Nothing either way.
How about you now?
Fight them!
Every sense!
Hey! Come again!
The queen to home!
Oh, my dear Hamlet, the drink! I am poisoned.
Ability! Let the door be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. Thy mother's poisoned, never to rise again. The king's to blame.
The point. Envenomed too. Then venom to thy work! Here! Thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane! Drink off this potion! What is thy union here? Follow my mother.
This guest we served. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death fall not upon thee, or thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. Oh, I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. Thou livest. Report me and my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels see me to thy rest.
From Shakespeare Sports, thank you for being our audience tonight. Night 3 of Hamlet, yay! I love this cast, and I love our director, and thank you, David, for filming tonight, and for archival purposes, and thank you, my brain is like, Adam, for being our stage manager, and if you like what you see, and you might take a look at our website. There's a link on there through Frat Chat list if you'd like. Please donate. Have to say it. Just be responsible. And I am so glad to have you all as audience, and have a good night. And I'll see you.
Yeah.